everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing very well today. So today's video, you're in for a treat for sure because I am going to be doing a full face of Dollar Tree makeup. I am so excited about this. I've been wanting to film this one for a little while, but I wanted to make sure that I had everything that I needed to do this full face. So I have a ton of products here. I have an entire kind of little like organizer here filled with Dollar Tree makeup, and then I also have some things that I recently picked up over the weekend. So let's go ahead and get into it. Firstly, I do want to put something on my lips. One of the best brands at Dollar Tree, in my opinion, is the brand Ioni. And this is their tinted lip oil, and it is in the shade Sweet Honey. So I do want to apply this because my lips are feeling a little bit dry, and I feel like this will also add some really pretty color to the lips as well. I think this will be a really pretty color during the spring and summer months. So I'm really excited. I really like this formula from Ioni. So if you see these in your local Dollar Tree, I highly recommend picking one of them up. Okay, so for primer, I actually don't have any primers from the Dollar Tree. The reason for that, not because I haven't found any primers, but all of the primers that I have found have alcohol in it, and it's like the second or third ingredient, and I am just not about that. I know that I'm only going to purchase it for this video and never use it again. So I've decided not to pick up one of those primers from the Dollar Tree. I'm sure they're good. Something about alcohol being one of the top ingredients just doesn't sit well with me. But we're still gonna go ahead and prime the skin. I have this one from AOA Studio. Now, AOA Studio is from Shop Missy. Shop Missy is another kind of store that has really affordable beauty products, and so I'm going to use this. This is their Cosmic Cowgirl, and it's their Skin Grip Primer. Hopefully this is still available from Shop Missy. I've only used this like a handful of times, so I'm really hoping that this is still available. I love Shop Missy. I have a few Shop Missy full face videos. So I will have those links down below because I feel like it's kind of similar to like Dollar Tree in the sense of like everything is pretty affordable. Okay, so that doesn't feel exactly how I remember. I probably should have shaken it up first. Okay, and then now I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. Power Grip Dewy Setting Spray. I love using this as a primer spray. Okay, so now I'm really excited because I do feel like Dollar Tree has actually some really great foundations, and I have quite a few options to choose from. So I guess it's just two. Yeah, okay, it's just two. I thought I had more, but I do have these two foundations. Both of them are from Be Pure. So firstly, I have the Essentially Ageless foundation, and this one I do have the shade, why can't I find it? It's probably in the shade Light or Fair. But it says that this is a hydrating serum foundation. And then I have the Be Pure Clean Beauty Glow Foundation in the shade Porcelain. So both of these, I believe I've tried and I really, really like them. So, which one do I want to go with? I feel like I've used the Glow Foundation before. This is where I really wish you guys could talk to me and tell me which one. Let's go in with the Essentially Ageless. I feel like this one you can almost always find in your stores, and I want to use something that I think y'all will be able to find. So also from the Dollar Tree, there's this little makeup blender duo. It's super random, but it's from like the Alice in Wonderland collection or something. I don't really know. And here's the sponge, and I actually have really high hopes for this. It seems really nice and bouncy and soft. So I'm going to use this to apply the Essentially Ageless foundation. And let's give it a go. I will say that in the past, I feel like it's a little bit difficult to find good shades at Dollar Tree. I feel like that has gotten a little bit better because I think Dollar Tree is actually becoming more and more popular for makeup, that I feel like it is getting a little bit easier to find a better shade selection, because I think that some of these brands like Be Pure or Prolux, I feel like those brands are starting to include some better shades. So hopefully you can find your shades in these products. Okay, so that sponge definitely soaked up quite a bit. It was still pretty wet as well. So I'm going to apply some more on the back of my hand, and we are going to layer this one up. But this foundation is going on beautifully on my skin. Okay, so as you can see close up, I'm using again the Essentially Ageless foundation from Be Pure. You can definitely see that my skin is still peeking through. I actually don't mind that. I feel like it makes for a really beautiful kind of everyday natural foundation, and sometimes that's what you want. So I'm not going to try building it up any further because I feel like I can go in with concealer and get the coverage that I want. And so speaking of concealer, their concealer is actually pretty good, and it's also from Be Pure, and it is the Essentially Ageless Hydrating Serum Concealer. And this one is actually really good. I've used it one time and I was thoroughly impressed. I do wear the shade. Again, the shade isn't on here. I'm so sorry. I should have kept my packaging, but I want to say this is like in light or fair. And so I'm going to put this down here just to get more coverage. And then of course on my under eyes. Also going in with that same sponge to blend this out. I don't remember this being full coverage or anything like that, but I do remember being pleased with the coverage that I got. I was concerned that it wasn't going to provide any type of coverage at all, and that was definitely not the case, at least from what I remember. Okay, so there are brushes that I have from Dollar Tree, and I've heard really great things about these. I've heard that these are actually dupes to the Rare Beauty brushes. I have no idea if that's the case, but here are what they look like. Even by packaging, they look pretty similar. I'm going to use this one. I believe this one is the concealer brush, and I want to use this to blend out the concealer underneath my eyes. I'm very curious to know how this works. I mean, so far it's doing a good job. It's a little bit flimsy, probably flimsier than I would like, but I mean, it's blending it out. Okay, I'm gonna go back into my sponge and just make sure everything is further blended. I'm actually really impressed with that brush. I think I still have a little bit of redness on my forehead. I think I'm gonna go in a little bit with the same concealer and just give myself a little bit more coverage in that area. Okay, so here's what the skin is looking like. I have to say, I'm really pleased with how everything went on. I'm still seeing a little bit of like redness peeking through, but I think I'll be able to hopefully get some additional coverage with the pressed powder that I have. But so far, so good. Like, I am pleased with how everything is looking. Okay, so now we're gonna go in with some cream bronzer. And I have this one from LA Colors, and this is their contour stick. And I did pick up the shade medium, and here is a quick swatch of the shade medium. And I was really, really impressed with this cream bronzer stick. So we're just going to draw this on and we are going to blend it out. I'm like, should I use this for bronzer? Should I use this for blush? I feel like it would be really nice for foundation. I'm not sure. Let's use it for bronzer. So that's what we're gonna do. So it's definitely a warmer tone, which I don't mind, especially for bronzer. Okay, I don't love that brush for what I was using it for. I feel like it kind of picked up my foundation a little bit. So I think I'm just gonna go in with my normal cream bronzer brush. And I'm going to apply a little bit more. Just going to draw it on And I'm going to use my favorite cream bronzer brush, which is the Real Techniques. And I just feel like this one has a little bit more flexibility to it, where hopefully it won't do that same thing, which is like picking up the foundation. So there was a time there that I was just really obsessed with going to Dollar Tree, and I definitely feel like I'm a little bit past that. I feel like I've gotten kind of like a full face, and I've tested out some of these products that I feel like I have like a good sampling of Dollar Tree makeup. I feel like it's one of those things that kind of comes in waves. Basically, I just feel like I have some good products, and I haven't really gone, like I went this past weekend, but mainly because I was going with my mom and my sister. But now that I feel like I have a full face, I feel like I'm pretty good. Okay, so now for blush, I totally have a ton of options here. So I found over the weekend from Be Pure their Glow Up Blush, and it's in this really cute pinky packaging. And then from Ioni, they have liquid blushes, and I'm a huge fan of these. So this blush from Ioni is the liquid blush in the shade Rosette, and then this one is the liquid blush in the shade Warm Rose. So I really want to use this one today, but I feel like I have to try this Glow Up blush. Because I feel like these are really, really popular right now. Like they're really viral and like trendy because of course they're probably supposed to be dupes for like Charlotte Tilbury. I'm just not a huge fan of like these light pink colors. I've kind of noticed that about myself, but we are going to try it out. Here's what the packaging looks like. It has that sponge tip applicator, and this is in the shade Ballerina. So we're going to squeeze some to the top and have it surface on the sponge. And then I'm just going to dot this on. You can see how bright and like just kind of light pink that is. I feel like this is not really going to be that flattering on me. I've just kind of noticed that I don't love these really bright pinks on me. This is actually turning out really nicely though. But you know what? I could have had leftover blush on this, so that's my bad. I went ahead and applied some more dots. I'm just curious to see how this is going to build up. I mean, I'm actually pleasantly surprised with what that original, like what those original dots kind of turned into, because I'm actually okay with that color. Wow, okay, I was not expecting that. Again, putting on some dots here. My face is so glowy right now, but I actually don't hate it. Like my skin, I feel like looks healthy, which is really nice. Okay, wow, I'm actually pleasantly surprised with what that blush is doing. I was afraid I wasn't going to like the color, but I think it actually looks really pretty. I really wanted the liquid bronzer, but I didn't see it in my shade. I only saw one, so I might have to be on the hunt for that product, especially because I'm so impressed with this blush. Okay, wait. Why do I love this so much? That's so freaking pretty. Okay, this is by far my favorite product that I've tried today. The Be Pure Glow Blush, or what is it? Glow Up Blush, and it's in the shade Ballerina. I love this. So pretty. Okay, now let's go ahead and set the face. I do have a powder. I am going to have to just suck it up and just not use loose powder today, which is not my favorite thing to do, but here we are. And I'm going to set with this powder underneath my eyes, as well as all over the face. So this is from Be Pure again. So Be Pure, Ioni, those are usually the brands that I tend to stick with at the Dollar Tree. And this is their Essentially Ageless Blurring Pressed Powder. So here is what it looks like. I've used this and I actually am really happy with it. And then there is this brush right here that I think I will use to set underneath the eyes. So we're going to pack this on the brush and we're going to use this to set underneath the eyes. I've never used this brush before. Okay, so just off of initial impression with this brush, I feel like it's okay. It's a little bit flimsy, which I don't prefer, but I think it could get the job done. I still just prefer something that has a little bit more density to it. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with my full face powder brush and I'm going to just kind of set the entire face. So we are all set and ready to go, and I think that did a really good job with setting the skin. I still feel like a little bit tacky, but that's just because I'm not used to, like, I don't really set the entire face with loose or with pressed powder. I'm gonna go back in with the brush that I used to apply the cream blush and just kind of like lightly tap over it just to kind of get more of the blush hopefully back on to my face. You know me, I normally like to go in with another layer of powder products like my powder bronzer, my powder blush, and all of that. And I probably should have picked up a powder bronzer and a powder blush, but I didn't. So that is my bad. But we're gonna go in then with this brow pencil. And this is from Ioni. This is the Brow Mechanical brow pencil, basically. So here's what it looks like. I did pick up the shade medium brown. I have actually never found a brow product at Dollar Tree before, so I was really excited to see this one and that it was in my shade. So we are going to test this one out. I have really high hopes for this. I'm a little bit worried about the color, not going to lie. Just looking at it in the packaging, I feel like it's going to be kind of a warm toned color. So we'll see. Also, you don't get a spoolie with this one. So I'm going to pull one from another brow pencil and just quickly comb through the brows. And then we will go in with this Ioni pencil. All right, I mean, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm really happy with the color, and I feel like it didn't take me that long to get a quick fill-in, which is really nice. I felt like the pencil was creamy enough, but also kind of stiff enough, if that makes sense. Like, it wasn't overly creamy, which is good. Okay, so the brows are on. I am not gonna lie, I had a lot of trouble with this brow. I don't think it's any fault of the brow pencil from Ioni. It's just me. I kept squaring it off too much. But anyways, I am really impressed with this brow pencil. Again, this is the Ioni brow pencil and I have the shade medium brown. The only con is that it doesn't come with a spoolie, but if you're anything like me, you probably have other brow pencils in your collection that you can just pull for it really quickly and use for a spoolie. So far so good with everything so far. Like, that makes me really excited. So I'm gonna go in now with an eyeshadow palette. This is the Smoky Browns eyeshadow palette, and I have no idea what brands this is from, but we are going to play around with this one today. I'm not going to lie, I've used this before and I didn't love it, so I probably won't use it again after today's video. Also, I could not find eyeshadow primer from Dollar Tree, to be honest with you. I didn't really look. But we are going to just use my favorite at the moment, which is this Sigma, I think it's like a primer. What is this called? An eyeshadow base primer. I've really been happy with these, and this one is in the shade Sorbet. I found this at TJ Maxx forever ago, and I finally started using it as an eyeshadow primer, and it works so well for that. Like, I've been so impressed with this eyeshadow primer. It's insane. Okay, so let's go ahead and go in with this eyeshadow palette. So let me show you what it looks like. So here we go. It has just like your basic kind of brown tones and then a black. And we're going to use this to kind of start up the crease. And let's go in with, I kind of want to do a mixture of these two shades. So let's do that. because I don't remember the pigmentation level of these. And there was something wrong with this formula that I remember not loving, and it could be the fact that it wasn't very pigmented. I am someone who, I like pigmented shadows. I know that that's probably, it is personal preference for sure, but that is just what I like. I have been using eyeshadow for a long time that I can work with a pigmented shadow, but I understand that if you are new to eyeshadow, or maybe, again, you're just kind of a beginner, or maybe, I don't know, I understand why, basically, that you would want eyeshadow not to be super pigmented right off the bat. Me, however, I like something pretty pigmented. So I've gone in with like so many layers already of these shadows, and I finally feel happy with what I'm at. Now I'm gonna do the same thing to the other eye. The good news is I feel like you can be pretty messy with these shadows because they aren't super pigmented, that they're kind of hard to mess up, which is definitely a good thing, like if you are a beginner. Just FYI, I also dipped into this orange shade as well, just to kind of like further deepen up the crease. I'm gonna go in with this shade. It's kind of like the second to deepest brown shade, and we're gonna see what this shade can do. And it looks like not much. Let's keep going. And keep in mind, I'm not really tapping off my brush because I feel like I absolutely need everything pigment-wise that's on my brush to make it work. Okay, so it is building up, but it is taking some time. Okay, so here's where I'm at with the eyeshadow. It did build up, but definitely not to the level that I would want. So let's go in with the deeper brown and let's see what that shade can do. I honestly do not have high hopes. Okay, so I'm actually happy with what that shade did. I do feel like it brought some depth to the eye look. So with this palette, I feel like if you're a beginner, this will be really great. But if you're someone who has experience with eyeshadow, or you prefer eyeshadow to be pigmented right off the bat, I don't think you will like that. I do want to throw a shimmer on the lid just because that is what I do. And we're probably just gonna do like a Super Shock shadow or something. Okay, so I just went through my Super Shock shadows, and I think I'm gonna go in with this one. I haven't used it in a while. It is the shade 2014. It looks really, really pretty. So let's put this on the blank space of my eyelid. Okay, so now let's go in with mascara, and I do have one from Dollar Tree. This is from Beauty Intuition, which is another like fairly good brand from Dollar Tree. This is their Big Plump Lashes, and it says here, like based on this brush, that this is for instant plump and curl. So they had different ones. They had one for lengthening, they had one for volumizing, they had one for like this one, of course, plump and curl, and then they had one that was just for plumping, or no, just for curls. So let's try this one out today. I really like the packaging. I think it's really nice for the Dollar Tree. It's not weighted or anything, but just wanted to note that. Oh, I don't have high hopes for this. This, just pulling it out of the component, it just felt like those really cheap mascaras, if you know what I'm talking about. But we will try it out. Let's see how it goes. So far, just based on first impressions, I feel like I'm gonna have to be here literally all day long to get what I'm looking for. But keep in mind, I chose one that's for plumping and curling. I wonder if the volumizing one would have been better for me, because that's usually what I like to go for. But I have to say, this is actually building on itself really nicely. I am curious to know how this is going to wear. Hopefully it doesn't like flake or smudge or anything, but I'm actually really impressed with how it's building. Okay, so here's what the mascara is looking like. I don't hate it. However, it did take a lot for me to get to this level of pigmentation, or not level of pigmentation, to this level of like volume that I like, but it could be me because again, the one that I chose was for plumping and curling. So that could easily be a me problem. But now let's do lips and then we will be able to close out this video. So I do want to try out this lip liner from Ioni. This is their gel lip liner pencil in the shade Warm Nude. I actually found this over the weekend and I wanted to try it out. So let's do this. And then I think I might just put that lip oil back on, to be honest, because I don't have another lip product. Like I have lip balms, but I don't know. I might just put that lip oil back on because the lip balms are sheer or like clear basically. All right, so let's try this out. All right, so the packaging actually looks really nice. And then let me show you a swatch. Ooh, that's a really pretty color. Really happy with that shade. All right, so let's go ahead and line the lips. All right, so I went ahead and lined my lips and I actually really am happy with this color. So I feel like this actually might be a really nice formula. So let's just go ahead and put some more of this lip oil on that I put on in the beginning. And then I almost forgot, I do have a setting spray from the Dollar Tree, and this is from the brand La Mercerie, which is another beauty brand within Dollar Tree. And this is called their Last All Day Makeup Setting Spray. It's a long-lasting matte formula. It says it's transfer proof and humidity resistant. So let's try this one out. Okay, I feel like that actually shot out quite a bit. I'm gonna go over everything with my sponge, just kind of like lightly tap it in. Alrighty, so we have come to the end of this video and I feel like overall I'm really happy with this full face of drugstore makeup. I'm going to be honest with you though, I definitely, like right now I'm looking at my skin in the camera and I just feel like I want more bronzer, I want more blush. So I definitely will probably do that after this video because I just feel a little bit naked. But that is completely my fault. I should have picked up a powder bronzer and a powder blush, so that is my bad. But let's go ahead and go over what I tried on today. So as you know, there were no primers, so I did go in with one from Shop Miss A. Now let's get into the foundation. I really like both of these foundations. Both of them are from Be Pure. The Clean Beauty Glow Foundation as well as the Essentially Ageless. I really, really like these foundations. They're really good. I highly recommend them. If you see them at your local drugstore or local Dollar Tree, pick them up. I do think they're really good. I've worn the Glow Foundation before and I was really happy with it. And then the Essentially Ageless just looks really beautiful on the skin. So I think these are going to be really good, just kind of everyday foundations. Okay, the concealer also from Be Pure from the Essentially Ageless line I also think is really good. This is very, very lightweight though. It's very light coverage. I will say that it can go probably light to medium, but it's not full coverage by any means. This definitely reminds me a little bit of like the Maybelline Fit Me concealer, but I feel like I actually really like this formula even more than that one. This is not a favorite concealer of mine by any means, but I'm actually pleasantly surprised with how well this works. So I would also recommend this one if you want to just kind of check it out and see if it's any good. The contour stick from LA Colors, I actually really like this. I am really, really interested in trying the bronzer or like contour wand though. I feel like I will like that even more. But for a cream contour, cream bronzer, I really like this. I do have the shade medium in this one. I think it blends out really easily and nicely. It's not super pigmented though, so you might have to go in with multiple layers, but if you are okay with doing that, I think you will be happy with this. Probably my favorite find or use of the day was this Glow Up blush from Be Pure. This is in the shade Ballerina. This was so, so beautiful. I was so surprised that I liked this because I don't care for these shades usually on my skin tone. I just feel like something is just not right when I go in with shades like these, but I was really, really happy with this one. I loved the shade that this turned on my skin. So if you see these in your Dollar Tree, I seriously encourage you to try one. It's beautiful. Okay, then for powder, I actually like this powder from Be Pure. Again, this is the Essentially Ageless powder. I like this. I think it's a great powder to maybe keep in your purse, maybe use as like a touch up, that kind of thing. So far, I'm really happy with this. Nothing I tried today was bad, like by any means. None of these products were bad. Okay, then for, what did I do after that? I think I went in with brows. I actually really like this brow pencil from Ioni. This is, again, the brow pencil in the shade medium brown. I recommend this. I thought it was creamy enough, but not too creamy. I'm curious to know how this is going to wear throughout the day because, again, it is a little bit creamier, but I'm thinking it should hopefully be okay. I don't tend to have issues with like longevity in my brows, so we'll see. But so far, so good with this one. Really impressed with how quickly I was able to fill in my brows. Then for eyeshadow, this is the Smoky Browns palette. Here are my thoughts with this one. This is not a bad palette by any means. Like, I don't think this is pure garbage or anything. It's just, if you are someone who doesn't like pigmented eyeshadows, whether that's just your preference or you're a beginner, I think you'll like this. If you are someone who likes pigmented eyeshadows like myself, you will not like this. So keep in mind, I will probably not be using this after this video. It's just not, to me, it's not even enough for me to just kind of like keep it around to do quick everyday looks. Like, I'm not even going to use it for that. I just want something more pigmented, and I feel like I was dipping and dipping and dipping to make this one work. However, again, I can see the appeal to a formula like that if you are a beginner or if that's just your preference. I don't think this is a bad palette. It is just not my preference. So there is that. For the mascara, I have to keep using this one. I want to say this is from like Beauty Intuition or something like that. I have to keep using it. It has that really cheapy kind of mascara feel, but I actually am really happy with the way that I was able to build this mascara. So I will keep testing this one out, but the jury's still out, of course. I'll be very curious to know if this is going to smudge underneath the eyes. Something I didn't use in today's video, but I know I like them, are these liquid blushes from Ioni in the shade Rosette as well as Warm Rose. If you see these, pick them up. I think that they're beautiful. They're really, really great formula, and for such an inexpensive price, I really do love these and recommend them. Same thing with the Ioni lip oil in the shade Sweet Honey. This is beautiful. Highly recommend. If you see it, pick it up. I didn't use these in today's video, but I do have basically almost all of the lip balms, scented lip balms from Beauty Intuition. So I want to say these are supposedly a dupe for like the Glossier. These are definitely like very polarizing. I feel like you're either going to love them or you're going to hate them. I lean on the side of loving them because I love the thickness of these. I also think the scents are really nice. My favorite easily is the Rainbow Cookie one. They feel really nice and like thick on the lips, so I do feel like they do their job at hydrating and moisturizing the lips, but they might be too thick for some people. Also, the packaging is nothing special. It's literally just like a squeezy tube, but it kind of comes through like this applicator. Like, it's not like it's fitted for your lips or anything. So I've also seen that as a complaint, but I literally just apply these with my fingers. And these are not ones I throw in my purse. I normally just use these at home whenever I can guarantee that my hands are probably clean, if you know what I mean. But yes, I wanted to mention those because I didn't use them in today's video, but I do think they're good. I wouldn't pick up all of the shades. The lemon one actually smells like Pledge, so I don't recommend that one. But if you can find the Rainbow Cookie one, I think you will really be happy with it. Lastly, the Last All Day, the La Mercerie setting spray. I have used this before and I think it's good. I will try my best to look at the wear time and my makeup today and see if I do feel like my makeup wore well. But if not, I still think it's good. I would say try it out. You know what I mean? Like I liked the formula. I think it's fine. I just haven't really tested it, if that makes sense. Before I forget, I actually also tried the Ioni lip pencil in the shade Warm Nude. Really like this one as well. I'll be curious to see how long this will last. Lip pencils don't normally last that long on me, but I do think it's a really beautiful shade. So that is everything. I really hope that you enjoyed. Let me know if you want me to do more of these, like maybe quarterly or like twice a year. Let me know. Have you tried any of this makeup from Dollar Tree? I would love to hear from you. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, I would love for you to subscribe and be a part of my YouTube channel family here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will go ahead and see you in my next video. Bye.